So like I said, I'm going to give a bit of an update on the working group, some project key areas of focus, and what we're going to be up to this year as well. So if anybody has any questions during it, feel free to raise your hand, and Avian will let you know when you can come off mute as well. So first, we'll go over who we are, the overview of the working group, some key areas of focus. I'll be chatting about a couple different areas of focus in more detail compared to what we talked about in January as well. And then we'll go into events feedback as well. Okay, so first, I'm Ashley Casselman. I am the AgRobotics project manager, so I manage the overall strategy of the working group as well. So you see me hosting these calls quite regularly as well. And we also have Aviana Tisdale, who is joining us for the summer. She is our marketing intern, so she is also a new face that you'll see quite a bit this summer. So if you are at any of our in-person events, come over and say hi. We would love to meet everybody in person as well. We do normally have a project coordinator, so we're just backfilling that role right now. So we are a pretty small team, but we're mighty. So overall, who is the AgRobotics Working Group? As I said earlier, we are almost at 500, sorry, we're almost at 600 members of the group. It is an Ontario-based membership organization that is funded through the Sustainable Canadian Agriculture Partnership. I'll get into the various partners in the next slide of what makes up the working group as well. But essentially, we're here to connect the ecosystem together. We like to try to drive our membership engagement through these weekly meetings, in-person demo days where people can see and ask questions about the technology in person. We go to a variety of agriculture events as well, and we try to connect people within the industry. So really, we're trying to foster that hands-on, member-to-member knowledge sharing in Ontario. While we do have quite a bit of memberships outside of Ontario, our goal is to focus with field crops in Ontario. Some recent highlights that we've accomplished was our student agrobotics competition at the London Farm Show, and also our first in-person conference that we hosted, the Canadian
Bak işte. Bak
Agrobotics.
bu mükemmeliyetçilik sende de var, bu
Oh,
hastalık biraz görüyorum.
and just a reminder, if you can stay on mute, unless you're asking a question, please. So the Canadian Agrobotics and AI Summit was our first conference in person that we hosted where we brought the industry together. So quite often I'm asked, Ashley, why is Western Fair involved? And who is the AgRobotics Working Group? So the AgRobotics Working Group is managed by the Western Fair in partnership with a couple different groups, including the Sustainable Canadian Agriculture Partnership, who funds us, and RHA Ventures and Haggerty AgRobotics as part of our steering committee as well. So it was formed in collaboration in, I believe, 2021 between a few different industry leaders, including Chuck from Haggerty, Ian McDonald, and Kirsten Obeid from the Ontario Ministry of Agriculture, because they saw a need for to really pull Ontario together to build and to get technology in more farmers' hands as well. So some of the questions that we wanted to address was how do we best engage the skills and knowledge of those working in robotics? How do we get people aware of robotics in general and get more technology in farmers' hands? How do we support new technology companies as well? Startups are often struggle to get funding that they need or support they need. So how can we support them to help move that needle of us being Ontario more able to compete globally for that? So Western Fair was chosen as the project manager of the group. So that's why when you see Western Fair's logo there, that's how we're involved as well. So what do we do? We have six kind of key things we try to do. We try to bring the industry together like we're doing today in one of our ecosystem calls. We also want to provide open channels of communication. So if somebody is looking for a partner for like a farmer, for example, or if some startup company is looking for a solution for some sort of like sensor technology, we want to be able to connect those people together. We also want to transfer knowledge throughout the ecosystem. We don't want people to be working in silos. So if you're struggling with something, let us know, and hopefully we can help overcome that as well. And just sharing is caring, essentially, in this group. We want to know what people are winning with, what people are struggling with. We also want to connect those new technologies with Ontario producers. That's probably one of the biggest goals of this group is we want to get this technology in farmers' hands, because agriculture has a lot of areas that can be improved on the efficiency side as well with labor shortages, or just like working smarter, essentially. So we try to showcase those technologies at demo events, like our event that's coming up that later on the summer, which I'll talk more about in a couple slides. And we also want to share funding resources within the AgRobotics ecosystem. So we don't want people trying to figure it out all by themselves. So if we can help share funding resources, we want the group to know about them as well. And then we also want to assist companies with validating their technologies within Ontario's diverse production system. So if you're looking for a specific crop or something, let us help you kind of find farmers for that. So the working group is broken into 6 different focus areas. I won't touch on all of them because we talked about some of them earlier this year when I gave you an update in January. So today I'm going to focus on the website and communications, our mentorship of Ontario startups, and demonstration and events as well. Next month, we'll give an update on the applied research grants and hear from those companies to find out how those are going as well. But these are the areas of focus that we're focused on to really drive change in Ontario. So one thing that I don't think we talk enough about is our mentorship support for early stage startup companies. And Joe, I see you're on camera here, so if you want to jump in while I'm talking about any of this, let me know as well. But really, we provide mentorship support for startups and early stage ag tech and AgRobotics based companies in Ontario. So we want to connect founders to the support that they need to help bridge the gap between that prototype to commercialization. And we do that a couple different ways. We have one-on-one support with RH Ventures, where they do mentor early stage companies. They have that deep expertise in finance, marketing, commercialization to help support those companies. And then we also want to connect those companies with the ecosystem abroad as well. How can we help support another startup company that is struggling with something with somebody else who has success in that area as well? Joe, did you want to give any more details about kind of the mentorship area that we've supported? Okay, okay, no problem. He's just having some issues with his mute. So if you are an early stage startup company and you would like some mentorship support, or if you know of one as well, please let us know because we do have funding available to help mentor companies. Okay, I see you're off mute now.
Yeah, I'm on the road this week in Saskatchewan. So yeah, this is a uh, kind of service that we can provide to companies just to try to help them, find more financing. Really that's part of the issue, whether it's grants or investment. So people can reach out to through Ashley and we try to help everybody we can. Um, we have limited resources, but we know where a lot of people, we have a pretty good feel for the whole ecosystem. So happy to help if we can.
Great, perfect. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, so again, like if you know of somebody that you think would benefit from this, or if you are a startup company that you think would benefit, just reach out to the working group inbox or me directly as well, and we will chat further about that. So there's a couple different ways that you can be involved in the working group as well. So I just want to remind people, we do have some subcommittees as well. Our research subcommittee, I think, is pretty full right now, but they did a great job at helping support, review those research proposals to narrow down which ones we want to provide some funding and support this year. But we also have other ones like a demo day, data and validation, and mentorship as well. So if you have specific expertise you want to lend, send me an email. I'm happy to chat about that as well. Or if you think there is a subcommittee we don't have that might be beneficial, happy to listen about that as well. We're always looking for speakers on our weekly webinars as well. So if you want to showcase some research that you've been doing over the past growing season, some knowledge, or if you are a startup company as well, we want to hear from your expertise essentially. I think Aviana said there was somebody with their hand up. So if you want to come off mute and ask your question.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Hương. I'm from McGill. I was wondering if these activities are for Ontario-based researchers, companies only, or you would accept out of province participation.
It depends. So for our research proposals, you have to be based in Canada. To join a subcommittee, you just have to be part of the working group as well. So if there is, we've had, for example, our speakers, it's a little bit more broad. So while we are focused on Ontario and Canada, sometimes there are startup companies that are located in Europe that want to get into the Canadian market. So we'll have them on our call to help them break into that market to connect as well. So it really depends on the area you're looking for. Is there a specific one that you're thinking of?
No, other than to join a subcommittee on research and possibly to host a field trial.
Hmm. Yeah, so those ones, I would say the field trials are, we would normally want that to happen in Ontario specifically because that's how our funding model works.
Mhm.
For a subcommittee, I would say as long as it is in Canada and the person has expertise, feel free to, introduce them to myself, or if it's yourself, let me know, and then we can chat further about those details.
Thank you. I'll email you after the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so again, so you can also post agriculture or robotics job on our website too. We do have a job bank there. It's not utilized as much as I think it could be, but if you are looking for a specific posting that you want on there, send us an email and we can post that. And the last one as well, host a field trial. So we do have our own working group field demo day as well. But if you are a grower looking to solve a problem and you want to test a robotic solution, let us know. And I'm sure there's somebody we can connect you with for that as well. Okay, communication. This is the area that I've been trying to improve since I started here in October. So there's a couple ways that I talked about earlier that how we try to keep the member organization aligned. So we have our weekly ecosystem calls, which we have group of people who attend every week. We would love to see more people attend. I love when people have their cameras on and are engaging on those calls as well. We also have our in-person demo days. Like I said, we have our industry event attendance too, and we try to connect people with industry connections. So part of that weekly meeting is we're trying to have that open conversation, surface challenges, what is stopping people from moving forward with technology in Ontario. Like, let's try to solve this together. Whereas our demo days is more that hands-on demonstration for events to bring the members together, bring growers together, to have that direct conversation of, hey, I have a potato farm, for example. Would this technology work for that? And then we also go to conferences and industry events too, where we promote the work that the working group is doing. So trying to grow our membership as well. So part of the communication that I'm looking to improve is adding things like monthly or quarterly newsletter. Like what do you want to hear more from the working group as well? So if you have thoughts on that, please share them, because those are things we can definitely improve to keep this group connected and feel like you're getting the most out of it as well. Okay, so I'm going to touch on a little bit about our 2026 events. So our funding year goes from from April 1st to March 31st. So some of the events since didn't happen since the last time I talked, so we'll get into them very quickly. So a couple pictures here from the conference that a lot of people here went to, which was great, and other demo days. We also at Western Fair won our Business Achievement Award for some of the work we're doing to support with the AgRobotics Working Group too. So this year, a couple of them that we've been represented at is the Southwest Egg Conference, Guelph Organic Conference, Chatham Farm Show, the North Ontario Egg Conference. If anybody has any suggestions of events that are happening in Northern Ontario, I would love to hear people's suggestions for that, because that's one area we are probably the least active in, that we want to ensure we are supporting all the different quadrants of Ontario, not just Southern and Eastern Ontario. We had our Canadian AgRobotics and AI Summit. I attended an egg forum with Lambton Shores Municipality as well, which was a great small event to try and get growers to actually see what is going on with the technology. And then I also presented at the Ontario Council for Technology Education. It's a group of educators for high school. So I presented what we did for the AgRobotics Student Challenge as well. So it was very engaging to talk to different teachers to see what their challenges are with their students. How can we get more students interested, not just in technology, but in agriculture technology, because it's so broad as well. And then we have a couple of them coming up as well. So we have our AgRobotics Demo Day, which I'll talk about a little bit in detail in the next slide. We'll be attending Innovation Farms and Ava Networks Demo Day in August in Bothwell as well. We'll be back at the Canadian Outdoor Farm Show in Woodstock. And then we will also be at the Level Up Skilled Trades Career Fair in London as well to engage with those students again. So these are all the events coming up, just a little snapshot of that. Okay, so as I said, we've talked about this before, but feel free to scan this if you haven't registered for our AgRobotics Working Group Demo Day. It'll be at the Ontario Crops Research Simcoe location on July 21st. Torrin is working really hard at getting a lot of different technologies there. I think at our last count, we're hoping for about 11 or 12 different technologies to showcase. It is a free event. Lunch will be included. It'll be a great day to network and see these technologies in person, ask those detailed questions, really dive deep with the technology companies as well, to see how it works in person. So just hold on here in case anybody wants to scan it. The link is also in all of our agendas on our website as well. Okay, and I wanted to give this group also a little bit of a preview of our upcoming speakers this summer. Aviana and I have been working really hard to get our speaker scheduled booked and busy, which I think we have accomplished. So as a sneak peek of what's to come, so for the rest of June, we have two more speakers. We have Roger Lobb, who is a grower from Sandbox Farms in, correct me if I'm wrong, Aviana, I think Saskatchewan. And he'll be...
He's in Medicine Hat.
Oh, sorry, Medicine Hat. Thank you. And he will be telling his story of how he isn't a generational farmer and how he started a smaller farm and grew it with technology and different things he's tried as well. So it'll be great to hear from a farmer's perspective as well. And then we have a new company from Greece that will be presenting called Eden Core. They have an AI vision system that works on several different crops. Georgia will give us a preview of what that will look like as well. And then in July, we have Haley from the Canadian Robotics Council giving us an update on what's happening in the overall robotics industry. Where does agriculture fit into that as well? And then Ryan from Mycionics will give us an update and tell the story of his company as well of the mushroom harvester that they've been working really hard to get out to market. And then to cap off July, we have Lynn and Theory talking about their weeding research that they're doing in the United States as well. So we have a lot of really great speakers coming up. So feel free to share those LinkedIn posts, promote it as well. We want to make sure as many people hear these stories as possible. Because that's really how we stay connected. We want to hear from different angles of the agriculture industry and connect those people with the various areas that they need help with as well. Okay, and then just to kind of cap this off, again, there's different ways to get involved in the group. The member-to-member outreach by joining our weekly calls, participating in our demo days, connecting with us at industry events. They're all very valuable as well. If you know of a startup company that is looking for some mentorship, let us know. If you need research support, when it opens up again next year, if you have a proposal, feel free to chat with me about it this summer so I can really help prepare those proposals as they come in instead of waiting until it opens up. Or if you know of somebody who thinks they should join as well, reach out to them, connect them with us with the working group as well, because sharing is caring, and we want as many people in the agriculture industry in this working group so we can have those conversations, have that collaboration as well. Okay, I think that's the end of my slide, and I think there's a couple of questions as well. Oh no. Ian McDonald, thank you. He also just posted some, I think for the research, or sorry, the demo day in Northern Ontario, so I will check that out as well. So are there any questions about what we're trying to accomplish here, or any feedback, I guess, of what we could try differently too? So I think last week or the week before, we did more of an open discussion forum as well. That was one thing that came out of our January project update. People were looking for more of those unstructured meetings. Did that kind of fill? Oh, Ryan, you have your hand up?
Sorry, different topic. I'm going to ask a question on a different topic. Keep
Okay,
going.
no problem. Yeah, you can. Oh, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Uh, you mentioned the job board.
Mhm.
We have a bunch of open roles. I'd love to post some roles on there. I'm just wondering where it's distributed. I sent you an email just saying, can you send me
Okay,
the details
perfect.
on where to sign up? But I'm just wondering, like, where is that distributed? Is it at all, or is it just when people happen to land on your page?
Yeah, right now it just how when people happen to land on our page, I think there's different ways we can help promote this though. But what we need is more, I think, jobs on there, and then we can add it to our agenda so it's going out to the whole membership list as well. And then I think we can start promoting on social media as well. So as we have more jobs on there, we can do more things to promote it as well. So I'll respond to your email with some of those questions, and we can talk offline about whether you want to post those on our website as well.
Great, thanks.
Perfect. Ian?
Just in listening to what you had to say here this morning, Ashley, it made me think if we're close to 600 members now, but we average somewhere between 40 and 80 people on a call on Fridays because life is busy and everybody's
Mhm.
busy, and completely understand that. But I wonder, based on what you presented, whether we should send a survey out to the membership to sort of get feedback from them. Like, if these are our 6 things that we're focusing on. Do you feel that we're meeting the mark or not? Are you not
Mhm.
engaged because that certain segment of it you're not involved in on a day-to-day basis, just to try and get more information about collectively, are we hitting the mark? Are we providing the services that we feel we want to provide? Are there things that we're missing that, we have a mandate and we have to stick to that, but are there things that we're missing that maybe we should have on the radar type of thing? I think that might be worth getting that feedback from the membership as a whole.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. So let me take that away and work with that as well. Because I know there are some people who have told me like the Friday 9 a.m. just doesn't work for them as well. And then Aviana is working on getting all of our past recordings as well onto a YouTube channel so we can share them more broadly there too. But I think surveying the overall membership is a great idea to see if we're hitting the mark or not, or if there's something that um, a certain group of the membership is looking for us to do, but we just don't know about it. And Michelle, you had your hand up.
No, no, not end up. I was just agreeing
Oh,
with Ian. I think it's a great idea. Even expand maybe not just are you satisfied or do you see yourself working with that group and, but maybe what kind of expectation you want from the
mhm.
group. I would open, open questions in a sense,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
comments.
yeah, for sure. I think that's how you'll get, I think, more valuable information instead of a satisfied or not satisfied type of survey for sure. Okay, there's a comment here. I think that's Kelly Knight. A few months ago, there was a suggestion of an education committee, which was taken back for consideration. I don't think we've put together the education committee yet. So let me provide an update on that shortly, but I will get back to you on that. Ian, did you have another question or is your just okay?
So I don't know if it's a question or comment, but the group is fantastic. I'm really intrigued by all the new innovators and the new people wanting to bring their expertise and interest and passion into agriculture and stuff. But what's missing a little bit, well, maybe a little bit or a big bit, is what are the OEMs doing? So the John Deeres, the Case New Hollands, the AGCOs, and they've been pretty quiet. There was a flurry of stuff that came out in November after Agritechnica. It'd be really neat, I think, for everybody's benefit, even the smaller new innovative guys and stuff like that, to have a feel for what the big guys are thinking and are planning. Maybe they don't want to share with that, but I guess if you don't ask, you never know.
Mhm.
And could we connect with some of those big companies and see if they would come and present to us on a Friday morning?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I was having a conversation with somebody when I was trying outside of work that I was trying to explain to them what we're trying to do here, and they were talking about the big ones, like the John Deeres and everything as well. So I think that is also a valid thing to kind of look into as well, is how can we connect with those larger companies to get a preview of like, are they working on anything or are they, curious about what we're doing as well. Okay. Any other thoughts? Do we want to see more of those kind of open discussion conversations that I did like last week or the week before, or was it not quite what we're looking for?
I think we want those open forums, but we've got to make sure that the crowd recognizes that we respect and want everybody's feedback, right? There's a
Yes.
few of us that are louder than others on the call, and I don't want that to be intimidating to others' great ideas and great questions, right? So
Yeah.
this is an environment where we're trying to all learn together, and it's important for everybody to feel comfortable putting their 2 cents in, whether that's verbally or on the chat or whatever. So I just
Mhm.
encourage everybody to participate.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that.
I
Oh, go
can't
ahead.
emphasize that enough. One really good saying that a friend of mine said is that the world is run by people who show up. So if you don't show up and you don't voice your opinion, you're letting somebody else run the world.
Yeah, I think that's basically sums it up there is this group success is only going to be as strong as our engagement. So if the group isn't engaging, if you're not asking questions, trying to have those conversations, then I don't think you're going to get as what you want out of the group as well. So we want to hear from everybody. Well, I do value the people who participate regularly as well. We want to hear from the people who might be hiding off camera or on mute, but still find the groups really valuable because we want to hear everybody's opinions and we want to know what your challenges are. Like, what are you trying to learn from this group as well? Ian?
I have a question for Chuck, since he's the guy that just seems to know how to network so amazing well. Chuck, have you ever talked to the ag seed people about getting one of those platforms over here in Ontario?
Yeah, well, I talk to AgXeed probably every couple of weeks. I was just talking to them last week. They made a big push on Clarkson's farm, having their ag seed bot on that show, and I knew about that last summer when it was out there, and but I was under sworn to secrecy until the show was announced. I wasn't allowed to tell anybody. Um, the If you want me to engage with them some more, I can. AgSeed does have 3 robots here in Ontario, the orchard sprayers.
Yeah.
They it was a bit of a, I don't want to say it didn't go so well, the initial launch. And I think Ag Canada funded a good chunk of those initial 3 machines that were here. The plan has been to try to get one of those machines over here, but they're looking for paying customers only, and they're about a $700,000 machine Canadian. It's a big pill. So that's all I know about them for now.
Thanks.
I know the shipping is tough too because they're such a big machine. It's hard to get across the water.
And the reason I say that is because from a row crop perspective, which is where all the big acres are, that is something that would interest those farmers as a means of building their excitement level to then make them engage in all the other aspects of ag robotics that we've been trying to promote and foster.
We've had 2 farmers that are quite interested in them. The one grower farms 1,200 acres, and they have 600 acres on each side of the road, all adjoining. And so that's a pretty good use case for a robot like that. The challenge is always, do you really want to write the check? And one of the differences with Ag Seed is that they have some financial backers that maybe are a bit more patient than some of the others. The financial backers recognize that a company like this is not going to make money for probably 10 to 15 years, and they have to be willing to be in for that time frame. There's been so many bankruptcies that it's hard to write that big check, right, and say, well, am I still going to be around?
Well, and part of that is what we're trying to address from the standpoint of part of that is because that they're not getting the farmer interest, right? And we're trying to engage farmers at least in the thoughtful conversation in their heads and amongst them to how robots fit into the puzzle of farming in the modern day. To me, that's still a huge impediment, is that if it doesn't look like a tractor and I can't sit on it, then I just struggle to figure out how that fits in my puzzle.
Okay, so we will try to have some more of those open discussions as well later on this summer. I think my goal is to have them every couple of months because in my opinion, it was really good discussion as well. So if there's anything that you want to suggest for the next one as well, shoot me an email. We'll add it to the list of discussion points to have. Otherwise, I'll just kind of pick a couple topics that I think might add some engagement value to the group as well. But again, I don't come from the agriculture industry, so I'm still learning as well. So if there are specific topics that you think the group needs to have that open discussion, let me know so we can add that to our next open discussion meeting as well. Any other?
I got one actually, and
Okay.
this is going to be for a future discussion. This is just going to go out to the group in general and whoever is of interest. Some things have been brought up around the new sprayer technology and what is on label and what is off label. And and here is the scenario. It is not on label, for example, to spray Roundup on onions. Okay, it's not on the label. Is it illegal to walk through an onion field with a wick weeder or with a hand sprayer and put Roundup on some individual onions that are in your onion field to kill those weeds? Not going on the onion, it's going on the weed. And if that is not illegal, then is it illegal then to use a high precision spot sprayer to spray a non-registered chemical on a crop? Because it's not going on the crop, it's going on the weed. And obviously I can't answer that question, but this is something that's going to be raised very, very quickly as the technology is coming up. The technology is advancing faster than I think the regulations are. And so I think, if somebody wants to ponder something over the summer and say, what does this look like? This will be something for the policymakers. As the technology is advancing faster than the regs. So, and what should a farmer do? I'm not expecting an answer today, but this is something that, we could follow up maybe later on.
Yeah.
Or if a group is interested in maybe tackling what this would look like.
Well, and that and the whole drone issue, Chuck.
Well, the drone issue is a tangent of that, or this is this is related. It's the same but different.
Yeah, maybe somebody like Anne Michelle can get us connected with the right policy maker in PRMRA or AAFC. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to tell you, Chuck, this is known within the department. This is totally acknowledged. Do we have a solution? No, but just to tell you, the CFIA is supposed to work on that process because, again, it's linked to the food. And who knows? I give it a chance maybe in 1 year or 2 years, but not next month, definitely.
There are farmers who always push the boundaries, right? And so it's just it was an interesting question that was brought up to me that I said I'm not going to answer that.
No, exactly.
And then Huang also said they teach pesticides in agriculture. I believe you teach at McGill, you said, and then would love to be part of that conversation too. So I think that'd be a good topic to kind of dive into during our next open discussion. I know the last one we kind of touched on drones and spraying as well, but I think this is diving into it a little bit deeper. So if you have any other thoughts like what Chuck just proposed as well for the discussion points, this is what we want to hear from the group as well. Even if you haven't engaged a lot on these calls as well, just send me an email or a chat as well. And I'm happy to kind of take a look at that and add it to our discussion points. Because again, what Ian was talking about earlier and David as well, we want to hear from everybody. Everybody has different opinions, and that's what's going to be the strength of this group is the diversity across agriculture. So any other questions or feedback that anybody on the group wants to provide?
Sort of in line with what Chuck's talking about in terms of a new thing to look at. And we've talked a little bit about it, but go back and find the right people to maybe not tell us what's coming because maybe they don't know yet, but to engage in the conversation with them is the movement of these robots on the roads from field to field, especially the autonomous ones, right? That ag seed that we were talking about, no farmer is going to want to put that on the trailer and take it down the road type of thing. And so how do we get them from field to field?
Sorry, I'm just taking notes and I'm a slow writer here. Okay, perfect. Thanks. Yeah, so like I said, any other additional ones like that, let me know, and I'll start building out the next discussion group as well. With that, I think we'll close out the questions for the project updates. Just a couple of reminders. Check out our agenda and our website for events that is going on. If you are involved in an event and you want us to add it to the website, just send us an email and we will update that fairly quickly. One new event that we added to our agenda was Thrive Global Impact Summit. It is coming up in October in Santa Clara, California. So if you are interested in that, that is on our website as well. That'll link directly to the event website. For that. Other ones that are coming up, like I said, is our working group one in Simcoe, Innovation Farms in Bothwell. I believe, Dan, you're having a greenhouse one in August, September?
September 10th, yeah.
September as well.
I've
And
been
then,
getting some previews for the last couple weeks, and registration's open now. So I put a link in the chat a little bit earlier. So if you scroll up, you'll see it. So anybody
okay.
interested in exhibiting or visiting, we're taking registrations now.
Okay, perfect. We'll also add that to the working group website too to help promote that. And then I believe Erica at OMAFA is working on an apple or orchard demo day as well on, I want to say August the 6th. So we'll get that up on our website too. So when you're at these events, if we are at these events, please come say hi. I love to meet everybody in person and have some conversations. While I can't be at every single one, if you see me, just say hi. Okay, I think that is all the upcoming events and the end of our agenda. We can kind of add a bit more of an open forum as well. Oh, I think there was one from Richard I missed here that earlier, sorry, that he would like to see a manufacturer point of view, interested in hearing from startups about what manufacturing services would be helpful in bringing their products to market. For example, wire harnesses, automations. So I believe we are working on something similar to that, possibly for the fall, when we start talking about sensors and the manufacturing side of it. So I might reach out to you to kind of pick your brain of for that as well. I'm just gonna take a quick look at the chat to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think that was it. So I'll open it to the rest of the group for some open forum discussion. If anybody wants to talk about what they've been up to or what challenges they've been up to this week, we can have a couple minutes for open forum or more questions as well.
A few things have been happening. People are curious. We had a demo event last week at Sandy Shore Farms with the verdant sharpshooter that Jason DeVoe and Caesar set up. It was very, very interesting. Watching how the machine can work. The companies and the manufacturers have no idea what our weed pressure actually is here in Ontario. And, when you tell them that it is in when they're expecting to hear, 200,000 weeds per acre, and we tell them it's more like 3 million, they're like, whoa, okay. And so it really does put a strain, and it really emphasizes, and this is from a manufacturer and a developer standpoint, that we need technology developed for our climate and our market. You know, that it's not going to be just a one size fits all that goes across the board. So I think that's that was something that was very interesting. And the two sharpshooters that we have in Michigan are experiencing very similar challenges. The connectivity is actually a bigger challenge than we thought. And having internet access, the unfortunate thing is we're going to end up putting Starlinks on these machines. It's really the only option that we have to get proper connectivity that is necessary for the data transfer back and forth. So I think that was an interesting observation as well. What else? What else would we talked about? I think that's probably the main thing that we had happening.
John.
Bob Kerr's example is interesting, Chuck, because I'm working with Bob on winning with robots this year.
Mm-hmm.
And on the carrots where they use the carbon robotics weeder,
yep.
It's the system is a stale seed bed, plant the carrots, flame them the day before they emerge. Then they have a row crop cultivator that goes in there that's been specially adopted for that. And then the robotic laser is brought in to sort of be the third or fourth piece of that puzzle. And based on your comment about the weed densities and stuff, like it's not a one approach method. It just won't work.
Well, and I think weed control from a farmer's perspective is a system. It has to be a system, right? And there is no magic silver bullet that is going to do everything for everybody. So I think that's that's the unfortunate reality that we live in. So,
Chuck, do you want to talk about Johnny's visit?
Yeah, we had Johnny Park came from he's speaking, I think, in Guelph today at one of the livestock organizations. But Johnny Park from the Wabash Heartland Innovation Network came by Haggerty yesterday, and we had a kind of just a general discussion on agriculture adoption, what farmers are looking for, and the state of the industry. It kind of really does illustrate maybe a bit of a disconnect between what some of the companies are trying to do and what the actual state of the industry is. The companies and all these groups, they're thinking corn, soybean, and thousands of acres. That's really where their headspace is at. The reality of the adoption side is not that, and we are years and years away from robots in crop farms. So that was interesting. Speaking of OEMs, there was an announcement, and again, take it for a grain of salt, okay? Just because it's on LinkedIn doesn't make it true. Is it U.S. Sugar has made a deal with John Deere. So apparently they manage 250,000 acres of sugar down in the southern U.S. The announcement read that they're going to use John Deere's autonomous tractors on all of their sugar acres. When you actually dug into the announcement, is that I think they're going to try out 5 of their autonomous tractors on some of the stuff. So there is some movement. I think the OEMs really are focusing on the big players. I think that's where they're going to go first. We'll have to see where that stands. Another OEM announcement is there's a company called Blue White Robotics, which was an autonomy kit that you would put on a small orchard tractor. They had a deal with New Holland, which is CNH, a partnership kind of agreement. That company has now been taken over by another Israeli company. So we'll see where that goes on their advancement. So we might see some more news or some more movement on the autonomous side from Case New Holland. We'll see where that goes. That's all I'm going to say. That's what I got.
Thanks. Vinay also put Verdant is among the 4 startups and only from the AgriTech category shortlisted to present at Global Startups event in Toronto on the 16th of June, next week in Toronto. So if you are around, feel free to drop in as well. So he also added the link to it as well. So if you are interested in learning more about that event, the link is in the chat for that as well. So thank you for sharing that. Okay. Any other thoughts of what anybody else has seen in the industry for discussion?
Carl's got a new logo behind his head there. Have you told everybody what you're up to, Carl?
Carl will be on this call to present at the end of the summer as well. So but
take 5 minutes now and
give a preview.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually not too far off what Chuck was just talking about. So AVA is the Ag Innovation Validation and Adoption Network. So the validation side is there's 4 locations across Canada that are taking ag technology and testing them in a real world environment, and helping those companies develop those products. The adoption side of it is the area that I'm working on. My role is the Farmer Network Success Manager, and I have farm members that have signed up that are progressive farmers that are interested in trying new technology, and they're also community minded, so they are willing to share their experiences with other members within the organization and beyond at public events and that sort of thing. Basically, so my job is to go out and find farmers that are interested in this sort of thing and introduce technology that has been fully vetted by the organization that Chuck just mentioned with Johnny Park and Win. So there's sort of a joint ventureship, if you will, between the organizations. It's fully funded and supported by FCC is how we get our funding. So we are not for profit. I do not take commission for any technologies that coordinate and land on farms. My job is to shepherd the relationship with the tech company and the farmer for the first season, and then hopefully they hit the ground running and go from there. So, Chuck, anything to add to that? Okay.
Nope, that's good.
I
started just over a month ago, so.
Well, I think I know you're going to talk about it briefly, but I think they're starting their process there in Manitoba, working their way through Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and they're going to work into Ontario in a year or two.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we're focused on Manitoba and Saskatchewan, so trying to coordinate some farm visits with all the members we currently have. So that's been my focus for the last little while.
Yeah, and just so the group knows, Chuck's fully integrated with FCC. They've been really supportive. So the good thing is there's more resources coming to help these early stage companies, the robotics companies. I was in Ottawa, or I was in Regina this week with FCC, met with a bunch of their venture capital group, and they know we exist. They want to support us. And so, I think it's good. There's just more resources being attracted to groups like this that want to bring innovation to the farmers. So whether it's robots or new technologies, I think that's the positive thing. Yeah. They know who we are.
Yes. So Carl and the group from AVA will present at the end of August more in depth of all the different research projects and what they're all about as well. So we'll share more information later this summer once that has formulated. Carl, a couple people have asked to share your email in the message if they want to reach out as well.
Okay, yeah, I can put it in there. Thank you.
Okay. And then Eric was asking if there's a good news screener for mergers and acquisitions, bankruptcies for the ag space that anyone can recommend. Kelly suggested Ag Funder News, but is anybody else familiar with any other news screeners that would fill that gap?
Yeah, Naranjan's working on AgRobo News,
Yeah.
AgRobonews.com.
Yeah, so Eric, if you want to check that out, it's still I think he's still expanding and building the news for that, but I think that's a good one as well. Okay, with that, I think we'll close out the meeting for today. Thank you everybody for joining, and hopefully, if you're a newer member, you found some great information about what we're trying to accomplish today. I appreciate everybody's engagement and feedback as well of how we can build out this group further. Next week, we have Roger Lobb from Sandbox Farms. So it'll be great to get a grower's perspective on this call as well. So stay tuned for that. Okay, have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks.
Thanks.